Uh, Everyone. All right. Hi guys, welcome to our pre-match press conference ahead of our game tomorrow against Northeast United. Today's press conference will be addressed first by our defender Rahul Bheke, followed by our head coach Des Buckingham. Rahul will address your questions first. If you have a question for him, please put your names in the chat box, and once I take your name, you can ask your question. I can see a question from Apurva. Yes, Apurva, hi.
Hi, good afternoon, Rahul. This is Apurva from Govian Sports. My question is to you: how was your experience on the first 7 or of this season? What is your experience with the coach and the players? How was the mood in the camp?
So far, it was good. We have got positive results, and we are in the top of the table. So far the experience was good with my new coach, with my new teammates. So I'm enjoying my time here with my team.
Just another follow-up question: what is your experience playing with Mortada Fall, as he has been very influential this season and all the seasons so far?
Yeah, it's a great feeling to play with him. He's one of the leader in our team and one of the player who has a lot of experience. So he's always there to help me and always there to help the youngsters and always share his experience on and off the field. So it's a great thing for us, like for our club, we have a leader like him.
Thanks, Apurva. Ashwati?
Hi Rahul, this is Ashwati from Halfway Football.
Hello.
So I have a question for you. Since Murtada Fall will miss next match, how hard is it going to be to fill the gap of him?
Obviously, it's a big miss for us for our next game. But surely we have players who are capable of playing in the defense line.
Thanks, Ashwati. Any further questions for Rahul? Until we wait for more, Rahul, you're in line to make a milestone appearance tomorrow, the 100th ISL game. How has been the journey so far for you?
So far, it's been an incredible journey for me. Started from Kerala Blasters, and now I'm playing for my home team. And it's a great, I can say it's a huge milestone in my career. So, but it's important that tomorrow we have a very important game. Personally, it's a huge milestone, but an important game for our team, and we have to bounce back on our winning ways.
And as one of the few players who have completed 100 games in the ISL, what is going to be your advice to youngsters who will want to reach that milestone?
Obviously, the players, youngsters who are coming up and trying to do the best and helping their teams. So my only guidance for them will be that they keep working hard, keep patience, and always be ready to help their team whenever they are needed. So that's the one thing I would like to tell the youngsters.
Thanks, Rahul. Apurva, you have a follow-up question?
Yes, I have. My question is to Rahul. Congratulations for having 100 appearance on the next day. But still, I have just another question. What have you learned after joining Mumbai City FC?
I've learned a lot of things, like we got new players, new staff, like I am playing with new teammates and new coaching staff. So learning from each and everyone, like senior players like Jahu, Angulo, Fall. At the same time, a coach has come up here with his experience and his new plans. So learning from them also. So far it's been a good learning journey for me.
Thanks, Apurva. I can see a hand raised as well. Shrikant, do you have a question? Shrikant, you're on mute if you are trying to speak. Okay, I don't think he can hear us. Guys, if there's no further questions for Rahul, All right. Thank you. Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you.
So we'll just be back in a couple of seconds, guys. Afternoon, guys. We're back. Any questions for the coach? And so please put your names in the chat box. Apurva.
Hi, Coach. Good afternoon and advance Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. My question is to you that what have you learned from Northeast United FC match? And what have you learned from the previous match of Kerala Blasters? And what is your thought on the match against Northeast United?
Good afternoon, firstly, and Merry Christmas to all of you for yesterday. I hope you've had some good times with friends and family. I'll try and answer all those questions if I can. What have we learned about Northeast? The same that we're learning as this season goes on, regardless of where teams are on the table right now. Any team in this league is capable of beating anybody, and we've seen examples of that not just in our games, but we've seen examples of that in the most recent games over the past round or two. So it's important, regardless of what's going on at other clubs and who's available and who isn't, that we approach and prepare for every team that we play as well as we possibly can. You know, we know how much it means to beat the reigning champions because we've seen it now on 2 occasions. So it's important that we prepare and make sure that we work hard, firstly, and we match the effort and the enthusiasm and the work rate that we know we need to then implement our football. So that's as much in terms of learning from the Northeast game and the preparation that we've gone into it.
Thanks, Apurva.
Just a follow-up question, Coach. Any injury concerns out of the match?
What was that, sorry?
Injury concerns.
Any injury concerns?
No, not from the last match. We've actually pleased to say that we've got Vignesh is back fully training with the group and is in contention for the squad tomorrow. So obviously we lost Vignesh in round 1 with the tackle in the penalty box, but he's now returned to the squad. He's trained fully the last couple of sessions and he's now back, so it gives us another number to add to the squad as well.
Best wishes, Coach, for the next match. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Apurva. Anurag?
Yeah, good afternoon, Coach. This is Anurag from IFTWC. So, Coach, we have seen that the teams that have defeated Mumbai this season have managed to press Apuya and Jahu well, as a result of which Mumbai faced difficulties playing out from the back. Now we can see other clubs also taking the same measure in the future when they face your team. So does Mumbai have a plan B to this?
Yes, we do, and it will be on full view, I hope, tomorrow. If teams want to press our 2-6s, we need to take advantage of the other spaces on the field, and that's something we've worked hard. We've had a bit of a break over the last 6 or 7 days, but we've trained 4 or 5 times on the field. So we'll continue to adapt and develop our style, and that includes making sure that we've got different ways of, if we can't play through teams with the 2-6s, we need to be better at playing around or playing over at times. And if we can't do the first one, we'll take the better option of the second 2 before we can go back to playing through.
Thanks, Anurag. Ashwati?
Okay, can I? Okay.
Anurag, you have a follow-up, Anurag?
Yeah, I had a follow-up.
Go for it.
Okay, Mumbai's fullbacks have not created a lot of chances offensively. And is that due to your tactical setup, or have the fullbacks not been able to perform at their best?
It's a learning for everybody right now. We've had a lot of change at the club, and I think we go back to the start of the season. We had a mass change of staff. We've had 11 new players come into the group, and it's big changes. So sometimes it takes time to get the message across and for people to see where they fit and how we fit and how we want to develop. So I'm sure if that's something that you've seen, that you'll start to see more glimpses of it as the season progresses and players become a lot more comfortable in terms of what we're asking them to do.
Thanks, Anurag. Ashwati?
Good afternoon, coach. I am Ashwati from Halfway Football. So what do you think went wrong against KBFC? And can we expect quite a few changes in the Northeast game, especially because Fall is suspended?
Yeah, what went wrong? We lost 3-0, but we lost to a good team. Kerala played very well on the night, you know, and going in at 1-0 at halftime. The game is manageable in terms of trying to get back into the game, and that's what we set out to achieve in the halftime. But when you come out the second half and you concede within a minute, and it was an excellent strike from the edge of the box, so take nothing away from the strike. But to then the minute after, so after 47 minutes, to then have a player sent off and concede a penalty and go 3-0 down, that's the learning for us. You know, we can't afford for that to happen, because at 3-0 and 10 men, the game's very difficult to get back. So that's something we've taken from that game, and against another learning for us. And then the prep for this game in terms of changes, I won't tell you, but you'll see tomorrow. Obviously, with Fall not being in, it's an opportunity for others to either come in and show what they're about, or it's an opportunity for us to freshen things up and maybe try a couple of different things. So we're looking forward to the game and having a look at what happens.
Thank you, coach. All the best for the match.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashwati. Rutvik, you have a question?
Yeah, hi, coach. You spoke of the learning, and I'm just wondering, you've had a good run so far, a few losses, a couple of losses here and there. But when you do have a loss, what's your mindset to the team? Do you kind of brush it aside as a bad day at the office and not tend to overanalyze, or do you kind of go into the specifics of what's the mindset after you have a odd loss, so to say?
Yeah, the biggest thing for us has been consistency. Consistency in terms of how we behave around this bio bubble, consistency around how we train, and consistency around how we approach meetings and games. Because in the context of 7 games, I think we've played extremely well in 6. Obviously, the last game was a bit of a, with playing with 10 is a different type of game. And the points that we've managed to pick up on that way, whilst also playing some good football, is very pleasing. It's a good start. We're still a long way to go. So it's important for me, that consistency, that you don't get carried away, and I've spoken about this before around when we win games. We won the first one and didn't get carried away. And then we won 4 games back to back and didn't get carried away there neither. So it's making sure that win or lose, we trust in what we're doing, and the players trust in what they're capable of doing, and that we remain consistent, because that consistency at the moment has put us in a very good place.
Thank you. Good luck, coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rutvik. Raja, you have a question?
Yeah. Hi, coach. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, it's Prachi from the Bridge. So my question to you is, almost half of the season is done. So looking at the Indian players, I would like to know your take on the performance of Apuya and Vikram Pratap Singh. Like, how do you see they have evolved, or what they have developed?
Yeah, my overall take on the Indian players overall, whether it's the young players or the 2 that you've mentioned, everyone since I've came in, the biggest thing that struck me is how open and willing and keen to learn every single player is, and that's right through. I talk about Mandar and Vikram, and any player that we have been fortunate to work with over the past 3 months. So keen to develop and so keen to learn. And when you go back to Apuya or Vikram, as 2 you've mentioned, we've also got Nabaz, who's 21, who's started in goal for us the last 7, and young Amaya at right back. We've got a very young side. So they've taken on board things that we want to help develop them, and not just develop them within our style, but develop them as players. And they've developed extremely well. But it's important, again, it's only 7 games in, and they've got still a long way to go. But the real exciting thing for me as a head coach here is when you work with players like the ones I've just mentioned, who are so coachable and so open to developing and seeing how far they can go. And that's the real exciting thing for me with everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you, coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, if there's any further questions for the coach, while we wait, I think Anurag, you have a follow-up?
Yeah, coach, Vignesh got injured in the first game, and the press release said that it will take 4 to 6 weeks for him to recover. So how is he recovering, and can we see him soon on the pitch now?
Yeah, Vignesh is, so the medical staff of Dr. Sandeep and his medical staff have worked extremely hard with Vignesh, and pleased to say he's eligible. He's been training with us now for the last 3, 4, 5 sessions. And he's now in contention to come back into the squad for tomorrow. So he actually gives us a player back into our group. And again, you know, if he can show the form that got him the start in the first place, it's another good addition to allow us to have different options in that space.
Great to hear that. All the best for the next game. Thank you.
Thank you, Anurag. Coach, just to maybe close off, a word on Rahul. He completes, if he does play, he completes 100 ISL games. A very rare feat so far in the league. What's your take on him as a player and as a person?
I've been very impressed with Rahul. I think it's a new environment for him to come into to start with this season. But the way he's adapted and settled, and the way he actually leads quietly, it's a huge milestone for any player to reach 100 games, especially in this league where it's a short season. But he, for me, has been the player that's really come on and really developed and grown into that role for every one of the 7 games. So it's a fantastic feat and a fantastic achievement. And I'm sure there'll be many more of them.
Thank you so much, Coach. Any further questions, guys, in the chat? Otherwise, we'll call it time. All right. Thank you so much, Coach.
Hey guys, and I won't see you again, but Happy New Year if I don't speak to you before, and we'll see you for the next one. See you.
Thanks, bro. Happy New Year too.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, we'll see you on the 2nd of January now in the new year. Thank you.